Well, hi. Good morning to everyone. Guess what weekend it is? Tax weekend. Your taxes are due on Monday, and maybe you've already filed if you have a refund, but even if you have filed, there are some things that we want to look out for. My name is Rick Gibson. I'm with AARP Fraud Watch, and I'm here to talk to you about IRS scams, very common scams that happen to people all the time. We want to be sure we can avoid them. From October 2013 through March of 2021, the Treasury Department's Inspector General for Tax Administration logged in 2.5 million reports of scam calls from IRS impersonators, mostly, with some 16,000 victims collectively losing more than 82.6 million. I want to go over those numbers again because sometimes you don't really think what they mean at the beginning. 2.5 million reports, mostly from IRS impersonators, 16,000 victims, collectively losing more than $82.6 million. Now, if you're saying, well, this will never happen to me, you're like most people. They think this will never happen to me. But 16,000 people got fooled to the tune of $82.6 million. I think that's something we need to talk about. Con artists have numerous ways to make the hoax seem very convincing. They can trick a caller ID to make it appear that the call is actually coming from IRS. They may even know part of your Social Security number, which makes it very convincing indeed. One massive year-long fraud scheme, eventually busted by federal authorities, saw call centers in Indiana use information from India use information from data brokers to find potential marks, whom they contacted and scared into making payments to co-conspirators in the United States. Older Americans were among the prime targets. 24 US-based participants have been convicted and sentenced to prison terms up to 20 years, according to the Justice Department. The IRS says imposters are increasingly turning to robocalls to broaden their reach. We all love those robocalls, but they're using them to make you believe that the IRS is calling you. They have automated messages requesting a call back to resolve a supposed tax problem. That way, you don't have to answer the phone. You still get the message that there is a tax problem and you need to give them a call. Because you're giving them a call, you feel a little more confident that this is something real. However, that number is not always a good number for IRS. As a matter of fact, it rarely is. Scammers also deploy phishing emails, often targeting college students, faculty, and staff members with .edu addresses. The IRS and the Federal Trade Commission warn you that these calls take place daily, especially after the due date for taxes has passed. The emails with IRS logos and subject lines like tax refund payment link to a website that asks for personal data such as Social Security and driver's license numbers in order to facilitate your refund. There are warning signs that we can look out for to determine if this is a scam or a fraud. The first warning sign is that it's a phone call. The IRS communicates through the mail, including cases of delinquent taxes. It will generally make contact by phone or in person only after a taxpayer has received multiple written notices. If you get a phone call from the IRS, it's most likely a scam. The pretend IRS official will demand immediate payment and threatens to call the police or have you arrested. Things that the actual tax agency never ever does. They rarely take a threatening tone tone toward a U.S. citizen. They are demanding that you pay now, or some terrible consequence will happen in order to put you under the ether and make you scared enough you'll pay immediately. Or if you receive an email purporting to be from the IRS link, and it has links to a website where you're asked to provide personal and financial information to facilitate or calculate your refund, that's probably fake. Here's some things you should do in order to protect yourself when you're talking about or to the IRS. Hang up immediately if a caller claims to be from the IRS, unless you have reason to believe that you really do owe taxes, such as several prior written communications from the agency. Forward any unsolicited emails in which someone claims to be from the IRS or the Treasury Department to phishing@irs.com. That's phishing, phishing, at irs.com. Do not click on any links or open any attachments to any emails. Do consider filing a fraud alert or freezing your own credit with the 3 major credit reporting bureaus if a scammer knows part of your Social Security number. This is a real risk for you, and it's best if you at least are notified before someone tries to use your account, or you are notified that people are frozen out of your account because you have put a freeze with all 3 credit agencies. Do ask for identification if you are visited in person by someone claiming to be from the IRS. Actual employees will carry 2 official credentials, a pocket commission, and an HSPD 12 card. This is the standard ID for any federal worker. An IRS employee will provide on request a dedicated agency phone number for you to verify the information on the card. There are several things, those are several things that you should do, and there are several things as well that you should not do. You should not provide or confirm any personal or financial information over the phone to someone who claims to be a government official. If somehow they already have account numbers or information on how much your refund is, don't confirm it over the phone to someone who's claiming to be a government official. Contact the IRS instead. Don't respond to a purported IRS email or text message that asks for any kind of information. The IRS does not do that. Don't agree to pay a tax bill with a gift card, a prepaid debit card, or wire transfer. Scammers prefer these methods because they're difficult to trace and they can be used almost anywhere. A general rule to remember is gift cards should only be used for gifts. They never should be used for payment to things. So if you're asked to pay anything, IRS or any other bill, with a gift card, be suspicious. Don't give your credit or debit card numbers to any caller claiming to be an IRS official in order to settle what you owe. The IRS doesn't ask for such information over the phone. Don't assume that a caller who tells you to verify his or her phone number by checking the IRS website is on the level. This is an important rule because a lot of people will say, give me a phone number that will identify you. And they will give you a phone number from the website, and that may even be the one that shows up on caller ID. But you don't know that they've set up the caller ID with that number, and they know to give it to you because it appears on the IRS website. Caller IDs can be rigged to display the real number of the IRS office, so you'll want to do any calling or checking on your own without asking the caller about it. And above all, don't be bullied. A scammer will issue threats and demands that will want things instantly, but according to the IRS, If you actually owe any back taxes, you will get a bill in the mail and you will have an opportunity to appeal or to question this amount. Those are some general rules that have to do with IRS and even broader scams than that. But since it's that season again, and since we're all in a position of needing to pay up what the government says we owe, we also need to be aware that we don't need to be scammed into overpaying or into giving up our refund. There are lots and lots of tricks of the trade that these scammers will put into effect almost differently every day. It's just never the same. But you don't want to be scammed. So if an attempt is made to scam you, at least arm yourself with some basic rules about IRS scams and other scams as well. I'm hoping you're doing well. I'm hoping you're not frauded or scammed. And I'm hoping that you're going to tune in to Fraud Watch Friday next month, third Friday of the month. Have a good day.